Are you struggling to initialize the Firebase Admin SDK on your Heroku instance? You're not alone. Many developers face this challenge, and today we're going to tackle it together. I completely understand your concern about keeping your Firebase credentials safe. It's crucial to protect sensitive information, especially when deploying applications. You're doing the right thing by avoiding direct inclusion of your JSON file in your Git repository. Here's the specific situation we're addressing. One user asked how to initialize the Firebase Admin SDK in a Java Spring application on Heroku without exposing their Admin SDK JSON file. They created an environment variable to store the JSON contents, but the app crashes during initialization. Sound familiar? Let's find a solution. So what could be causing this crash? It often happens due to incorrect environment variable setup or issues with how the JSON data is being read. We'll break down the steps to troubleshoot this effectively. And stick around. I have a valuable tip at the end that will help you manage your Firebase credentials securely in the future. To begin resolving the user's issue, we need to ensure that the environment variable is correctly set in Heroku. The user should log into their Heroku dashboard and navigate to the settings of their application. Next, the user should confirm that the contents of the service account JSON variable are correctly formatted. This means it should be a valid JSON string that represents the Firebase Admin SDK credentials. After verifying the environment variable, the user should check the application logs in Heroku for any error messages. This can help identify if there are issues with the initialization process. If the application still crashes, the user might consider using a different approach to load the JSON file. One option is to store the JSON file in a secure location and access it via URL, ensuring that the file is not publicly accessible. Finally, if the user continues to face issues, they can reach out to Firebase support or consult the Firebase documentation for additional troubleshooting steps. Fun fact: did you know that Firebase was originally developed by a startup that was acquired by Google? Now, it's one of the most popular backend services for mobile and web applications. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach shared by another user involves escaping special characters in your JSON file. They suggest using a tool to help with this process. Let's move forward and look at another answer. An alternative solution provided by a user involves fixing whitespace issues in the JSON environment variable. They suggest using a method to massage the whitespace before initializing the Firebase Admin SDK. They also provide a link to a working example app for reference, which can help you see this solution in action. Here's the tip I promised. Always keep your Firebase credentials in a secure location, like environment variables, and never hard code them into your application. This practice will save you from potential security breaches. And there you have it. With these troubleshooting steps, you should be able to successfully initialize the Firebase Admin SDK on Heroku. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and remember to keep your credentials safe.